KJ here, and today I did something a little bit different. If you saw the title of the video, it's kind of self-explanatory, but I put a 125 engine that you find in the Apollo 125 and maybe a couple other of those pit bikes in my Dirt Runner 90. So if you know anything about or if you had any of the Baja Motorsports, Dirt Runner 90, also known as the DR90, you know that it comes with a 90cc semi-automatic, and it has enough power to do what it needs to do. But these bikes are rated for someone who's like 140 pounds, and I'm 160, so I felt like there was times where I needed more power. Not only that, but it's an automatic, so you shift it manually, but there's no clutch, and I wanted a clutch. So I did some research on how to convert the 90cc engines to a manual, and it's more money and more time than it's worth to just go buy a 125 motor that's already a manual. I got my clutch here, and swap this in instead. I didn't really get to drive it much. It sounds pretty good. It has a lot more power, from what I can tell, but I'm still breaking it in, so I'm not giving it anything at all. It's a smaller, lighter bike. The frame is based off of a dirt bike, like an actual dirt bike, not really the pit bike. Pit bikes, most of them, the frame here goes like up, kind of like as an arch, and comes down, but this is it's a slant, so it goes down. So it was a little bit more difficult to fit the carburetor on there, and it's a little tighter because of that, but I think it looks pretty good now that it's all done. I don't see any videos of people swapping their DR90s for a 125. There's probably a pretty good reason as to why they don't do that. They probably get a bigger bike or something, but I only bought this bike for like 200 bucks, and the engine itself, with everything, all the work that I did to it, was another like 300 bucks. So this is a $500 bike. Like in my area, if you want a dirt bike that runs, you're paying at least $1,500, $2,000. So I find this a pretty cheap, and it's still a fun alternative. So definitely looking forward to seeing what type of performance this has. I'll go into some detail about the swap. So this is a totally different shift pattern to what I'm used to. I don't know if you can see, because I don't really know where the GoPro is sitting, but it's actually 1 down, 3 up. So it's a 4-speed transmission with a neutral, a half click up from first, or a half click down from second, however you do it. So it's a bit different, because with the DR90 you push down to shift up and you push up to shift down. So that's a bit different. I also upgraded the chain. This is a 428 with a 13 sprocket on the front here and a 38 sprocket on the rear. So I do get a little bit more top speed, but definitely a lot more low-end torque. So the original engine for the DR90 is 5 horsepower. If you look on the website, this is a 12 horsepower motor, so the increase is huge. So I definitely do notice it when I'm starting off. I barely have to give it any throttle when I'm letting go of the clutch, and it just goes. But once again, I'm still breaking it in, so I can't see exactly how much power it has, but if I start posting more videos about the bike, then chances are you'll get to see all of that. It sounds awesome. Like, I don't have a muffler on here, it's just this pipe that I kind of hacked on there, but I do have an expansion tank, so that does muffle it a lot, but it makes it sound like pretty futuristic as I'm driving, so that's pretty good. Overall, it's nice, it works good. It looks clean in there. The black engine looks a lot better than the silver one that was in there before. have to find out how much power it has. But if you're wondering if you can do this swap yourself, yes you can. It's extremely easy to do. Over time the frame actually squished together from the bolts that mounted the old engine in, so to fit this one in I had to kind of hammer the frame apart, because it was like the gap is supposed to be like this, but it was like this, so I had to hammer it back out to this, and then it fit right in, no problem. And as for the carburetor, as long as you have a air filter, the carburetor itself is fine, but the stock air filter won't work, so I needed to get an air filter like this that has an elbow, and then I covered it with a sock because I just don't want it getting wet, so the sock is kind of there to help add some filtration and to keep it from getting wet. But overall, it's a great engine. From what I've driven, I've only put maybe 30 minutes of runtime on it, so I'm still breaking it in. I got a timer set for 2 hours. Once that's done, I'm just gonna rip it and see how it does. But overall, it's a nice motor. 12 horsepower is what this one says on the website where I got it from. It said that it's a 12 horsepower engine. That is more than double the power of the original engine that was on this. So I should definitely be able to pop wheelies really easy, or if I have to, you know, climb a pretty steep hill, I should have no issue with that. And this here, this is my throttle. I know it's not a twist, but when I got the bike, the throttle, the twist throttle was broken, and the parts store where I get the parts, they didn't have any in stock, and they said they wouldn't be able to get some for a couple weeks, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna just make my own. So that's what I did. Eventually I will get a twist, but for now this is totally fine. So yeah, it's a nice engine on a pretty nice bike. It's quicker now, it sounds better, so I can't wait to get out on the trails and post some videos about what this 125cc can do, because I already know there's a pretty big difference, so we'll just have to see. Thanks for watching. I'll be posting more videos like this sometime soon, but until then,